What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, and we're back on another journey through Hollywood and the minds of Hollywood. Around the hearts of Hollywood, at the gate, at the beginning, is what they call MK Ultra. That is what Hollywood is built on. MK Ultra is simply a mind control program that was actually created by the CIA many years ago. Back then it was called Project Mockingbird. Well, they adapted this into the entertainment industry. Once they figured out, they found a way to make it work where they could control singers and actors and athletes, dare I say. So they wouldn't tell the secrets. See, that's all the pictures like that. It's a code for don't tell the secrets. So, the best way to get someone under MK Ultra is deliver to them when they're young, right? Because it's easier to convince children. Their minds aren't as developed. That's why Hollywood loves child stars. Because they can do with them what they want. And they can mold them the way that they want. So by the time this child star is 18, 19 years of age, they're totally whacked. Because they've been sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, spiritually abused since they were 6, 7 years old. With brain trauma, with intimidation, sexual intimidation, with sexual molestation. Oh yeah, it's real crazy for kids that parents want them in show business. Let's just keep it real. It's the kids' parents that want them in show business. There's not many kids that when you ask them at a young age that they say, I want to be in show business. I want to be a singer. No. Most of the time the parent realizes that they can sing, realizes that they can dance, and then they want to live vicariously through their child and say, hey, I think my child has talent. So I'm going to put my child in singing. I'm going to put her in acting. I want her to become an actor. I want her to become a singer. And get me, well, not just me, get us all out of the ghetto or all out of the hood or off these dead-end jobs. Then they'll say, we'll manage them to make themselves feel better and justify their actions. I'm a manager. But that's what most of them look for. Young. They say, let's get them while they're young. Let's get them while they're young. Because they know they can throw a check into the hands of a young, struggling parent. That's what they look for. Most of the time, they look for kids who from low-income families, from broken homes, alcoholic father, drug addict mother, or only the mother in the child's life. They do that stuff on purpose, man. They research all that. Nothing in Hollywood is unrehearsed. That's what they do in Hollywood. They act. Everything's an act. In Hollywood. The marriages. Those are all put together. You really think they fall in love and say, oh, I'm going to propose to this person? No. They're told when they can propose, how they propose, how much money they're allowed to use, and if it doesn't work, you have to get a divorce by this day. Or you're going to get an annulment. Or you're not going to have children. You're going to have a surrogate. Or you're going to have artificial insemination. You may think it's not true. You may think that, that's a little far-fetched. But it's 100% factual. Aaliyah was the industry darling. At some point, the industry decided they didn't want to deal with Aaliyah anymore. I don't know whether it was her turning down Jay-Z. Jay-Z wanted to make Aaliyah the queen. But by this time, Aaliyah was no longer into Jay. She was more into Dame, but they knew that Jay was leaving Dame. That was all in the works. Leo Cohen knew that Jay-Z was going to be leaving Dame Dash. The elites pretty much went to Leo and said, pick one. We're not taking them both. Pick one. If Leo Cohen had said, I'm picking Dame Dash, Jay-Z right now would be a memory. Jay-Z would be a memory. He never went on to the career he had. He went on to that career because Leo Cohen said, I'll take Jay-Z. I could give a damn about Dame Dash. Do with him what you want. And that's when they started with the smear campaign. That's when they started with his accounts going in. Everybody wonders, how did Dame Dash go from $100 million worth to $2 million worth? He stopped messing with the elites. He stopped messing with them people. And they took his money just like that. A lot of that $100 million he was worth, a lot of that money belonged to them. But that's a part of the oath. We'll make you look good at all times. We'll bail you out of situations that you would not be able to get out of if you didn't have us watching your back. Don't worry about any old sexual molestation cases. I will make that go away. That ain't going to stick. The judge is a Mason. So when you go into the Mason there, when you go into the courthouse, you go stand on the square with your back to the perimeter of the circle. Talk like that. I don't even know whether that makes sense, but that's what they do. And stand center to the paragram. Little stuff like that they tell you to do. So when you go in that room, 99.9% of the judges are already Masons. It's just like every president has to be a Mason. So this entertainment shit is handpicked. Beyonce was handpicked. They was going to give Jay the crack at it of deciding, but like I said, at first Jay wanted Aaliyah. Aaliyah turned him down, then he went to Maya. Maya turned him down. Jay-Z wasn't the only one who wanted Beyonce. Russell Simmons wanted Beyonce. Eddie Murphy wanted Beyonce. They saw it. Wyclef wasn't in good enough with the elites. Wyclef wanted Beyonce. And of course, the guy that she wanted was R. Kelly. That's who Beyonce wanted. But she didn't know anything, of course, about he couldn't read and he couldn't do this. She didn't know any of that. R. Kelly's who Beyonce wanted. The whole thing with Jay-Z, she just took her by surprise when they told her, we're going to introduce you to Jay-Z. The first time Beyonce saw Jay-Z, if you put her under truth serum in K Ultra, whatever, and she had to tell the truth, she'll let everybody know. She was laughing at Jay's looks when she first met him. She was laughing at his looks. But she realized, you know what? He's got a lot of money. I'm never going to have to take care of anything. And on top of that, I better make it work if I don't want something to happen to me. I better make it work. So yes, they do fall in love over a period of time because that's who you're with. But Jay-Z and Beyonce was created. They didn't meet each other and fall in love. They met each other because they were supposed to meet each other. And at least basically said, either you're going to be together and try to make it work, or if you can't find you someone to team up with, Jay-Z, we'll have to find somebody else. We have no more use for you after that. It's the way it goes down, man, in Hollywood.